Hey guys, what's up? It's Sarah. I thought I'd make a video because I haven't made one in a while and I have some stuff to say. Because people are just driving me psycho with their really stupid opinions. I got in a huge argument yesterday, and I mean huge argument. Somebody on Twitter from Jordan, just random too. Like, I just put my opinion out there because I was a little angry because I was listening to ACLJ radio, which, anyways, and they had this guy on from Israel was talking about how Hamas is putting rockets in ambulances with kids in them or children in them, and firing rockets from hospitals with kids in them and medical people in them, and putting weapons in the schools and firing from the schools while class is in session, and there's kids in the schools, and then Israel hit the school, and then they're like, oh, you killed our children, whatever. And so I basically stated that I think this is despicable, that any country, I don't care what you believe, who you are, whether you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim, whatever, I don't care. That has no relevance. Well, it actually does, because they're obviously doing this because they believe what they believe. So I guess it has some relevance, but that's not the bigger picture. Anyways, all I said was that it's despicable to me that Hamas is basically letting their people get killed and, like using them as human shields. And I don't even know exactly what I tweeted or Facebooked, but that's basically what I said. That I think this is despicable and that it's wrong, and we should be standing for Israel, and like um you know so anyways, this person from Jordan just started like Jordan the country started like barraging me with tweets, and finally blocked them because I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, I can't, I'm not very good at defending myself anyway. And like when I get to a certain point, it's like I don't have anything to say, especially when they're going in circles and circles and circles. And they're sending me links that are like a waste of my time. Like, they sent me some rabbi talking about how Jews have no rights, and it was all about the Zionist regime and how they manipulate the Torah. And I'm like, like, what? You know? Like, seriously? Like, oh my gosh. So, hang on. Hang on. Um, yeah. Um, anyway. So then, like, I just thought that was retarded because, like, um, this person just started going. Then they sent me some link about, some MP from Israel, I don't know, said something about all Palestinians need to die and Palestinians are the enemy and whatever. And I'm just like, and they're telling me, like, how is that not monstrous, and they want to kill all these people and blah, blah, blah. Well, Israel has built schools and universities and all this stuff for Palestine, giving them food and all kinds of stuff. Today, they actually stopped firing so that 5 truckloads or 5 tons, 100, was it 100? 5 truckloads of 100 tons of medical supplies or something like that. They stopped firing in order to let trucks go into Gaza with medical supplies, because the hospitals were saying that they were overwhelmed. Well, you know what? Hamas didn't even respect the first ceasefire. They were supposed to have like a 5 or 6 hour ceasefire for humanitarian aid, so that aid could get to Gaza, they didn't even respect the ceasefire to get the stuff to their own people. They started firing before the ceasefire was up, and then Israel fired back, and then people are like, oh, well, Israel didn't accept the ceasefire. They accepted it, Hamas rejected it, and then fired the rockets. Wouldn't even give their people 5 hours to go do whatever they needed to do. And they're telling their citizens to ignore the Israeli warnings about the bombs and attacks because they want to see people die. And all these people are telling me how bad Israel is. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't know where all this hate comes from, but it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And it was not funny, but it was kind of crazy because Jordan was talking about, like, Jordan Secular was talking about, the, like, the, how there's, like, all, like, so much, like, hate for Israel and all this stuff, and he's like, you wouldn't believe the stuff I've gotten on my Twitter. Like, I can't even repeat any of it on the air. It's horrible. Which I haven't seen any of it. I follow him on Twitter, but I haven't seen any of it. I was like, gosh, that sucks. I'm glad that's not me. And then, like, 5 minutes later, after I post something, I get barraged. And then, not only was this guy from this person from the country of Jordan going after me, but somebody from Chicago was going after me, which was on their side, so I was like ganged up, and it was just me, and they're telling me that Israel's a monster because 4 little kids died playing on a beach. They're like, well, Israel deliberately targeted the kids on the beach and pointed at them. I'm like, no, they did not. It's like, well, why would you kill kids on a beach? I'm like, why were the kids on the beach? Israel gave, like, the whole day's warning, if not more, telling people this is where we're gonna hit, get out of there, warning civilians that, this is where they're hitting. They even give Hamas 8 minutes to get out of buildings, but Hamas, like, ignores it. So they give these citizens over a day, and then people are yelling about why did Israel kill some kids on a beach? Well, why are these kids on a beach in the middle of war? All the Israelis are in the shelters. Oh, jeez. So then I'm like, oh my gosh, like, seriously. So then this person from Jordan, the country, and it's getting confusing. So the person from Jordan, the country's like, well, Israel gives people 3 minutes. Can you imagine having 3 minutes to run for your lives? I'm like, no, they don't. They gave them over a day. They did not give them 3 minutes. That's bull. And then the person's like, well, tried to tell me that, they were saying that Israel gave people like 3 minutes to run for their lives and try to get into shelters. And they said, well, how come nobody's dying on Israel's side? I said, well, because they're all in bomb shelters. And the person from Jordan was like, yeah, well, we don't have bomb shelters here. And then they're like, that'd be nice if Israel would build them for us, but Israel doesn't care about us and they would never build bomb shelters for us. Well, you know what? It's because Hamas is never going to let you build bomb shelters because they want all of you to die. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just how it is. They're terrorists and they want all these people to die because the more people that die, they feel like they win in the court of public opinion and they make Israel look bad. And this person was like, just kept going. And so finally I'm like, okay, we're going to have to agree to disagree and just end it because you're not listening to me and you're wasting my time. I'm like, we're just going to have to agree to disagree and be done with this because we're getting nowhere. And it's just going to keep going and going. And they just kept going, so I blocked them. And it was just ridiculous stuff. Like, and then one of my conservative friends on Twitter had posted something about Hamas hiding rockets in hospitals and schools. Somebody writes back and says, there were rockets in a UN school. Who did that? ? Are you trying to imply that Israel put rockets in a UN Gaza school? That's bull. Hamas put the rockets in the school because that's what they do. Because they're terroristic criminals and that's what they do. Israel would never, ever, ever put a rocket in a school, not even in their own cities. That's just ridiculous talk. I don't know where all this hate comes from, but it's ridiculous. Like, I'm floored. Like, I know there's the crazy people, that you just can't argue with, and sometimes you just have to let go and just, say your piece. But, like, I just thought it was crazy because, like, I didn't realize how much anti-Israel there was out there. And the video that they sent me, this anti-Semitic crap, I don't know what it was just like pure hate. And I don't know, this person just had it out for Israel. Like, I didn't even listen to the whole video. I played like 2 minutes of it, and I'm like, this guy's like, I can't listen to this. Like, this is, I can't listen to this. Like, oh my gosh. And so yeah, that's ridiculous. That I don't know where these people come from. It's like they just have nothing else better to do than pick a fight. And it's cool if you want to legitimately debate, and you're gonna listen to their side, and you're gonna listen to they're gonna listen to your side, But like this person wasn't even listening to me. Like everything had an answer, and everything had a contradiction, and I just started repeating myself, going in circles. So I mean, it gets to a point where I don't normally block people on Twitter. I've never blocked anybody on Facebook. But it gets to a point where enough is enough. You just can't win, and you have an opinion and they have an opinion, and it's like, if you're trying to convert like a Jew or a Muslim to Christianity and they're not accepting it, sometimes you just have to, let it go. I mean, you can't convince everybody, you can't save everybody. That's probably a bad analogy, but I mean, you can't save everybody. You can't get everybody on your side, and not everybody's gonna have your opinion, and I recognize that. I'm okay with that. But it's just ridiculous. Like, this person just kept going and going. And I looked at their timeline because I was like, what is this person all about, And they were writing to other people. And after I looked at their timeline, I just blocked it because they were just finding random people and, like, writing really mean stuff. And, like, they put something on there, like, they tweeted to somebody else, and they're like, you're ashamed for supporting Israel, the devil. And I'm just like, oh, my God. Like, please, like, this person just is looking for wars, like battles, and looking for ideology battles, and I'm not, like, I mean, if you really have a belief, then you have a belief, but there's two sides to each thing, and I respect that person has a belief. I respect that they obviously don't stand up for Israel. They have a right to not. Just like I have a right to stand up for Israel, they have a right not to, and I'm fine with that. But, like, you can only go so far. And so yesterday was just exhausting because I felt really sick and pukey, and this person was just going, and I'm like, I can't handle this. Like, I can only handle so much of something, and I'm just like, I have so much going on right now that, like, I don't care. Like, I feel so sick half the time that I'm just like, I don't have the strength to even debate this stuff. Like, the thing is, like, I wasn't looking for a debate, and I knew I just had a feeling somebody was gonna write me, but I didn't post it to provoke anybody. I posted it because I had an opinion, and it's despicable that Hamas would use their people as shields and put their people out there to die like that. It's just wrong. And so all I was doing is basically stating my opinion. And there's some subjects that are real touchy. I mean, if I state my opinion about what I think about homosexuals and homosexuality, I get creamed. It's the same thing, it's just Israel instead, so it's a different topic. But, it's hard because, like, I wasn't looking for a fight, and I respect the debate, but a debate is different than a fight, and I wasn't looking for a fight. But I mean, I have a right to state my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but I have a right to say what I have to say, and you have a right to say what you have to say. That's the beauty of America in how it is, and so I don't know. Yesterday was just crazy. Wow, that was just insane. I've never had anything like that. And my friend was like, oh, you need to make your Twitter private. And I'm like, no, I have a right to say what I want to say, But, I mean, it was just crazy. This person was just wasting my time, and you can only go so far with that stuff, You can't win everybody. But anyway, so it was crazy. Wow, it was crazy. And then when I saw they were from Jordan, I'm like, well, of course you're on that side. Like, and then he's saying, like, all this stuff, like, Israel does this to us and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, he's not even in Gaza. He's in Jordan, which has nothing to do with, I mean, yeah, it's a Muslim country, and I don't know if they're Palestinians over there. They might be. I thought they were, but Now I don't know. But it's ridiculous. Like, it didn't even affect him. He wasn't getting bombed, or she, or whoever they were. And, like, sheesh. And then not only that, like, I even told this person, I said, even Egypt called for ceasefire and said to stop. And they're like, well, yeah, that's because Egypt doesn't support the Muslim Brotherhood. Well, duh. So obviously they were radicalists because they obviously support the MB, or they wouldn't have made that comment, which nobody in their right mind supports the MB unless they're like Iran and, uh, uh, what's it called? Syria and some of them. But like I don't believe in all these laws like this crap with Miriam Ibrahim. Like, your faith is whatever your father's was. No, that's just whatever. I'm sorry. That's just because your dad was a certain religion, that doesn't make you something. That's ridiculous. I've never heard such a thing. I don't know how these countries think, but it's like the most ridiculous thing. And not only that, they had people coming into Israel through these tunnels dressing up like Israeli army civilians. These people aren't even wearing uniforms. They're blending in with the other civilians so that you can't tell which ones are soldiers, and they're firing among their people. Like, who does that? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, they don't want a fight with IDF. They want casualties. They don't actually want to fight the IDF, because if they did, they would dress up like normal soldiers and have a normal army fight. They dress up like other people so that they blend in and you can't tell which ones are soldiers. That is just wrong. Like, these people don't care about any of their civilians. They don't care about any of their citizens. They don't care about what happens to anybody. Life has no meaning to them. This is just ridiculous, and everyone thinks Israel's the monster. Is dumb. Dumb, retarded, stupid. Like, I don't know where these people get their facts, but you're listening to the wrong thing. And there's a lot of biased media out there. You need to watch what you listen to. By the way, I finally checked out, what's it called? Um, Jerusalem Dateline, or Dateline Jerusalem. I think it's Jerusalem Dateline. It's a CBN thing. It's pretty cool. It's interesting to kind of hear what's going on. Anyways, I go to the surgeon on Monday. Thank God. And I'm done working for like 3 days. Thank God. Because I'm barely making it through work. And I wanted to watch Expecting Amish tonight. And it was so hard to make it through the movie, because I needed to throw up. And oh, it was horrible. But I made it through the movie, and so it was cool. Anyways, so I'll keep you updated on the surgeon. And stand with Israel. Those of you that are down, know the truth, embrace it, stand for Israel, pray for Israel. It's scripturally commanded in the Bible, in the Torah, well, not the Torah, in the, well, actually it might be. I think the Psalms might be part of it. No, I think the Torah is only the first 5 books of the law. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. But the Bible commands prayers for Israel, the Christian Bible. So, yeah, pray for Israel, support them, stand with them, Christians. It's our duty, it's our job. Jesus was a Jew. We got a religion from the Jews, and like, it's biblically put in there that we're supposed to pray for Israel, support Israel, stand with Israel. So keep it up, and I'll talk to you guys later. And I hope everyone has a good night, and hopefully I can avoid some confrontation, because I don't mind a debate, but when people start getting like rude and think they know it all, that's time to call it quits. But yeah, you need to face the facts. Hamas is making people die. They are responsible for all of these deaths, and that's how it is. So, yeah. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night.
Full art. Stop recording button.